What's up, everybody? This is Cruise MTG. We're gonna do another deck tech today, and it's around this guy, Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. Pretty much, when Kroxa enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escapes. Whenever Kroxa enters the battlefield or attacks, each opponent discards a card. Then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card this way loses 3 life. Pretty much that's going to be my commander this time. It's one of the newer cards. It's got an exotic orchard, great land, add 1 mana of any color that land and opponent control produces. All full arts for the basic lands. Tormented Hero. Tormented Hero enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Tormented Hero, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life equal to life lost. So pretty much deal damage. I call this the Kroxa pretty much kill deck, because all it does is gain life and deal damage to someone. Or damage yourself for value, because there's Erebos, the Bleak Hearted. Indestructible as long as your devotion to black is less than 5. Erebos isn't a creature. Whenever another creature you control dies, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. I'm not gonna go through every card, just the ones I think are cool. This guy from the original Theros set, of course, has Death Touch, and enchanted creature gets +1/+1 Death Touch. So if you bestow him onto a creature, the creature gets a +1/+1 counter plus Death Touch. This guy's pretty cool. He has heroic, so if you target him with a spell, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on him. Every deck needs a soul ring, y'all. Especially in Commander. Servant, it has inspired, so whenever this guy becomes untapped, opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life pretty much. And then, yeah, gain life lands. I like those lands. Terramorphic Expanse. This Manticore is pretty cool. Manticore Eternal, Afflict 3. Manticore Eternal attacks each combat if able. So, Affliction is whenever this creature becomes a blocked defending player loses 3 life. Graybreaker Laminia. You get to search for a card in your deck, put it into the graveyard, shuffle your deck, and then spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast. And then land. Gorgon, Monstrosity. That's what Gorgon does. Final Death, exile target creature. So I got removal in here. Temerant, chosen from death. Love this card. Temerant's toughness is equal to your devotion to black. Tap 2. Exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. You gain 1 life for each creature. I'm going to be playing this deck Against JoJo on playmat format. There's my playmat. It's the Joker burning a Black Lotus. That card pretty much gain control of target creature. This card, if I don't tribute, it deals 5 damage to target opponents. Flying and lifelink. Evolving Wilds. Basic land. This guy, whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on him. He's cool. This thing, you deal 3 damage to target creature, you get to scry 1. Perforos. Bronze blooded, indestructible as long as your devotion to red is less than 5. Perforos isn't a creature. Other creatures you control have haste, and then you can pay 2 and 1 red. You may put a red creature card or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Heroes Podium. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other legendary creature you control. X. Look at the top X cards of your library. You may reveal a legendary creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Scorpion God. Pretty much whenever a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it dies, draw a card. One black, 1 red, put a -1/-1 counter on another target creature. And then, of course, if this dies, you return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Is this a cool one? It is. Whenever Grim Guardian or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. That's why all the enchantment creatures, it's pretty much a constellation deck. This card, it's not really relevant. It's just an enchantment I can use to drain somebody. This card's cool though. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is your devotion to black. Destroy target creature. That's pretty cool. And I have a bunch of these little escape cards that are right now kind of just in there. And I have a sacrifice outlet, and it's an enchantment creature. It's a Soul Reaper of Magus. You tap 3. Well, 2 and 1 black, sacrifice creature, draw a card. So if I need to sacrifice something to make Kroxa come out quicker, then that's what I'm going to do. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice. It deals 5 damage to target creature, so good land. Tap it. Tap 2, sacrifice it. Get 2 basic lands of the same type onto the battlefield. The altar. Pretty much your devotion is each combination of colors is increased by 1. And if you tap this, add 1 color. If you control a god or a demigod or a legendary enchantment, you gain 1 life. Cool little thing. Everybody knows what the Omen of the Dead does. It pretty much returns you a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So I could get Kroxa from my graveyard and put it into my hand and play it for 2 instead of 4. Pretty cool removal right here. You pretty much enchant a creature. That creature, pretty much this thing here, deals 4 damage to an opponent's creature. And then your creature gets +1/+1. So removal. This is just a creature I put in here to pump him up +1 with the 1 cost thing. But it also gets -1, so you gotta watch out about that. Creature with Bestow gives target creature +2/+2 and Intimidate. Just a big beater if I could get it on the battlefield and start swinging it at people. Everybody should know what the Ordeal of Erebos does. It pretty much puts +1/+1 counters on target creature. You get 3. You could sacrifice Ordeal of Erebos. If you do, whenever you sacrifice Ordeal of Erebos, target player discards 2 cards. Yeah, that's a lot. Joker burning a Black Lotus. Okay, Ilsmith's Nightmare. It's a cool card, and you can actually see what it does. So I'm not going to read all. Mana Confluence. A pretty expensive land to lose 1 life. I don't know why. But I'll explain the deck in details. Do that. Deals 2 damage when it's monstrous. This one is a good card. Except it can't block. That's the only downfall of this card. Can't block, but when you bring it back, it becomes a 5/5. So. Of course, Whip of Erebos. You can't have an Erebos without the Whip of Erebos. Darksteel Ingot. Starfall. Traveler's Amulet. Gain life. Myers Grasp. Destroy something. Bantu. The Glorified. Pretty much a sacrifice outlet, and an opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. Land. Arena Trickster. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. This so no one can do some graveyard shenanigans other than me. This pretty much more defense. So Perforos is a hammer. Pretty much if I'm getting swamped and can't play anything, I could sacrifice the land and put a 3/3 colorless gold enchantment creature on the battlefield. Lightning Strike. Burn them. Burn them dead. Cool land. Deal 5 damage divided among creatures, so that is cool. Malgus. Got a slaughter at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. So basically my deck is pretty much make them sacrifice their own creatures, make them discard their own creatures and stuff out of their hand, so that I can just sit back and relax and drain them to death. If that's going too slow, of course I have my removal for when I need to, start attacking and drain them faster. But yeah, guys, that would be my Theros and Born of the Gods, all the Theros set commander decks. which is cool. Bleak Hearted. Erebos Intervention. I only got one intervention this time. I actually got it off my friend because I traded him something cool for it. Dictated Twin Gods. Empowered Outer Generator for more land. Pumps out more land. This ox is pretty cool. Creature gets +3 to +3 and can't be blocked. This thing's cool. The Cyclops. Wow. This video took a little longer. And the Spark Jolt. Fuck it. This thing for lifelink and the enchantment stuff so that I could drain them faster. This guy pretty much is just in there to be in there. This guy is an enchantment creature. This is Hazaret. It has a discard theme, and opponent loses 2 life, and then this guy you lose 1 life. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, maybe share us. This is Cruise MTG. I will see you guys again.